Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to do some pumpkin enrichment with our penguins. So I'm going to put one of the pumpkins in the water, and we're going to do a cool little photo shoot for Halloween with some of our penguin chicks. These two hatched this past May, and we're going to see if they want to say hi to a pumpkin. So if you want to check that out, it's a cool photo opportunity. Definitely come on over to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're just joining us, welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. My name's Sarah. I'm the lead keeper for our amazing Magellanic penguins, so it is my lucky job to make sure these guys are happy and healthy 5 days a week. Right now, we're doing something for their minds, some exercise, and also for animal husbandry. If you see people with name tags that say husbandry, we get to work with the animals. So it is our job to make sure these guys are happy and healthy. And part of that is giving them enrichment. So you might have saw that we just got done feeding the birds, and now we're giving them something to kind of play with. We currently have 23 Magellanic penguins on display here at the aquarium. One of them is modeling perfectly for you, this pumpkin. So her name is Cleo. She is one of the chicks from this past May. She might yawn, maybe not. She is stretching, though. She is Kate and Avery's third chick. Kate and Avery are both Brazilian rescue birds. They were rescued from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Why that's important? Because you typically find these birds in Chile and Argentina. That was pretty far north from their typical habitat. So the aquarium was lucky enough to be able to take on these 4 birds, and they have now given us a couple of babies. Floyd and Roxy. Roxy's one of those Brazilian rescue birds. They've had 7 out of the 13 chicks here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. It's one of the ways we know that they're happy. If they're happy enough to lay eggs just like they would in their natural habitat, it means that they're pretty happy on being here at the aquarium. So if you see the 3 penguins that are sub-adults or juveniles, those are our chicks that hatched this past May. Looks like everybody else is hanging out in the water. We're just having some fun with our penguins with pumpkins. If you're just joining us, welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. We're giving our penguins some pumpkins for enrichment, but it looks like they're almost done hanging out with us. We did just get done feeding them. If you're wondering what they eat herring and capelin. It's both restaurant quality, sustainable seafood. And these are Magellanic penguins that are native to Chile and Argentina. They're what we call a temperate species of penguin, so they don't need ice or snow. And of course, they're not going to see pumpkins in their natural environment. But at zoos and aquariums, we like to give our animals enrichment. Kind of like how if you have a dog or cat at home or any pet, you give them food if they do what they're supposed to do. In the case of the penguins, they're not that food motivated. So I like to change up their day by giving them things that float and hang out in the water so they can kind of poke around at them and have some fun. And if you hang out with us in next week, it's actually our Scarium, our Halloween festival. So you'll see lots of pumpkins all over the place. We're just kind of giving our penguins a small preview. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. We're doing a small enrichment session with our birds. They ate about 20 minutes ago. We gave them restaurant quality herring and capelin. I'll be feeding them again about 4 p.m. if you want to check that out. But they really like to hang out with things that float. They like to poke them with their bills and kind of drag the stem around. So it's a cool opportunity to see our birds have an enrichment session. Magellanic penguins follow a very strict life cycle. So this is actually the time of the year where they're migrating and they're spending most of their time in the water. So I like to give them things in the water because that's where they're spending most of their time. But it looks like Admiral Fancy Pants wants to take a picture with the pumpkin right now, which is pretty cool. That's Admiral Fancy Pants next to one of our pumpkins. And then this is Dee right here. She was named after Dee Boersma, who studies these birds in their natural habitat. You can see how helpful our animals are when we're trying to get very nice photographs of them. This is Admiral Fancy Pants hanging out with Robin as she's trying to get some pictures of our animals with pumpkins. But as you can see, the animals choose to participate whether they want to or not. In this case, he's participating, just not necessarily in what we want. We have 23 Magellanic penguins here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. All of them have a little bit of a different personality. So it's always pretty fun to watch these guys in their habitat because they do some behaviors that we know. They do mate for life, so they hang out with their mate a lot, but they also do things that can be unpredictable and fun. These guys are fun-loving animals. They are awesome to work with. They are quite curious, and they do develop relationships with different people.